to for anything because they just know that they're always there for me. I like playing softball at the University of Lynchburg because the girls and the team, they're all super fun to be around, and they always welcome you, and they're always there if you need anything, and if you ever have any questions, they're the people that can answer them for you.
You have a great look. Let me just tell you that. I know you don't know me yet, but I want to work with you.
I'll get a picture real quick.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Just once more, and you came and you took control. You touched my very soul. You always show me that loving you is where it's at. You made me so.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
Here we go. Welcome to Lynchburg, Virginia, as the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network gets set to bring you a volleyball crosstown showdown between the Randolph College Wildcats. They make the short drive from Rivermont Avenue over to Lakeside Drive to take on the Lynchburg Hornets. Hello again, volleyball fans. My name is Kyle Haney, and we are set to bring you all the action from Wayne Profit Court inside Turner Gymnasium. Recent results for both of these teams have shown squads that seem to be headed in the right direction. Lynchburg 7-7, but they got a 3-game sweep on the road in Winchester, taking down Shenandoah, and it was really pretty comfortable. Just 3 ties and 1 lead change. And those all happened in set 1. Sets 2 and 3 were really dominating for Lynchburg. Offensively, they swung it at 350, 36 kills with just 8 errors. The well-rounded offense was complemented by some sturdy defense. And it's Lynchburg's 7th win of the season, first in ODAC play. Randolph is on a 2-game winning streak. They have won 3 of their last 4. You can see the Wildcats 1-1 in league play. Always a great rivalry between these two squads. Randolph won the matchup between these two teams last season, and they do seem to be playing with confidence this year. We've got plenty of storylines in this one. We've got some statistical analysis. Great blocking up front from Randolph will be led by local product number 20, Brooke Murdoch. For Lynchburg, the middles have been doing so much damage lately. Yeah, there's some numbers on Brooke Murdoch for you. Great move by our producer, Ethan Morotsky. It's a code red day for the soccer team out on Schellenberger Field, so we've got a little bit of a smaller crew here for LHSN, but I would not call it a skeleton crew because these two guys to my right are healthy and ready to bring you a great product tonight. And I think both teams are as well. Lynchburg, of course, coached by Kevin Cardoza in his first season, was happy to get that first ODAC win. Thought it was an outstanding game that his squad played, and knows that they've got their hands full tonight. National anthem time from inside Turner. We're back with the first serve in just a second on LHSN.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Look what you're missing.
It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities learning from athletic training.
The Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network is proud to present Old Dominion Athletic Conference Volleyball from inside Turner on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Hello again, volleyball fans. Kyle Haney hanging out with you. We've got a nice crowd that has developed inside the gymnasium here on this wet Wednesday in Central Virginia. It's going to get even wetter on Fridays. We'll get the remnants of a hurricane, but more about what's going on indoors here between Randolph and Lynchburg. Lynchburg 7-7 this year on a little one-game mini winning streak, if you could call it that. Lynchburg started this season strong. The Hornets picked up 3 wins in a row. They won 4 out of their first 5. Then it was a 4-game losing streak. Since then, Lynchburg is 3-2, lost in 4 sets on the road to Bridgewater last week, a week ago today, and then beat Shenandoah on the road Saturday. For Randolph, as mentioned, it's a 2-game winning streak. They've won 3 out of 4. Plenty of common opponents between these two squads. Let's see, both teams have played and beaten Shenandoah. Both teams have lost to Randolph-Macon. There's common opponents including Greensboro, Southern Virginia, North Carolina Wesleyan, William Peace, LaGrange, Methodist. Just named the whole season so far for both these teams. There has been a lot of shared opponents for Lynchburg and Randolph. Lynchburg will be in the home whites today. They are coached by Kevin Cardoza in his first season. Randolph in the road black on black look with the yellow trim. Their coach is a Lynchburg alum. Kara Matthews played her volleyball here at Lynchburg. She's in her 11th season at Randolph. And she got her 100th win earlier this year. She's sitting on 107 total victories right now. So congrats to Coach Matthews. And for Lynchburg, I teased it a little bit and talked about it even at length. The middles have been a big part of the offensive attack for Lynchburg lately. That's Ava Meinhardt and Leah DiNardo. Sounds like the game plan today will be to include them, but also sort of reactivate the pin hitters for Lynchburg, including Kaylee Keogh. For Randolph, I think the key will be to try to use the confidence that they have this season already. Wildcats are 8-5 this year, 15-15 last year for Randolph, but it included a 4-set home win on Rivermont Avenue against Lynchburg. That was the first time that Randolph had beaten Lynchburg in a while. Randolph has still lost 7 out of the last 10 to Lynchburg, but the win last year seemed to really give them a boost. And we'll talk about many of the players that were part of that win last year for Randolph. They have returned a lot, and they actually added with 2 really good transfers, Kaylee Turner and then also Jillian Warder. Jillian Warder is a grad student from Leesburg who played 4 years at Shenandoah. She has fit right into this starting lineup for Randolph. So we'll meet you at the net here in just a second as the first serve right around the corner. One noteworthy thing about set number 1, Lynchburg 5-1 when winning set 1, and that statistic is identical for Randolph. They are also 5-1 when they get a victory in set number 1. So it doesn't tell the whole story. It doesn't mean you're going to win the match, but fast starts have been important for both of these two ball clubs this season. Lynchburg 2-6 when they lose set 1. Lynchburg is bang on even 500 volleyball this season overall at 7-7. So a win here today would be great for the confidence. It would get them back over 500. It would get them to an even 500 in conference play. Lynchburg right now 1-2 in the ODAC. They played one more league game than Randolph, who is 1-1 in conference play. So our officials just kind of strolling around the court a little bit. I wonder, we were talking to the young lady that's going to help with the balls over there on the left side of the court. Now they're going to throw a towel over there, I think, because of that wet weather that I mentioned in Central Virginia. We've got one or two little leaky spots, some weepers, some tears falling out of the ceiling, as we'll get a towel down just to make sure that the footing and the traction is A+ out there on Wayne Profit Court. But ball is in the hands now of Randolph, so they'll get the first serve for Lynchburg. Starting in the back, it'll be Abby Barlow, Morgan Clark, Kaylee Keogh. This will be Barlow. Platforms up to Jana Leak. Jana Leak's serve was off target, or pardon me, the set was off target. So that's an early Randolph point. Mentioned Barlow, Clark, and Keogh in the back. You've got Tori Williamson, Ava Meinhardt, and Jana Leak up front for Lynchburg. Jana Leak is expected to do most or all of the setting tonight. It had been a two-setter system for Lynchburg, but lately they've been going with just the one, Jana Leak, and she's a really good one as well. Overpass handled by Ava Meinhardt, and now the score is tied 1-1 between Lynchburg and Randolph. We get the first look at Bree Spainauer on court now, subbing for Abby Barlow. Randolph mentioned led up front by Brooke Murdoch, 1.27 blocks per set. And that is best in conference right now. This one handled by Valanis, and now it's sent over to Lynchburg. Let's see if they can get in system. Bump set from Leak. Good swing from Tori Williamson. Wildcats with their first chance to attack, and they do effectively. Number 7, Tahani Villines. Tahani Villines is a sophomore outside hitter, 5'9", from Whitsett, North Carolina. And now Villines will serve with the Wildcats leading by 1. She'll float it over. Good job by Clark to paintbrush that one up. Strong swing on the outside for Lynchburg, and it was so strong it created a bad pass, and now we're tied up again, 2-2. We'll try to keep track of those ties. The live stats, always fun to look at, and you can go to lynchburgsports.com if you want to check out the live stats and be a fan that way. So much information. It can be information overload at times, but there's some fun stuff to talk about. Good serve, picks out the lines, and she can't handle it. There's your first Lynchburg lead, first lead change of the late afternoon here. A 5 p.m. start time to accommodate the men's soccer Code Red going on just to our right on Schellenberger Field. That should be a great environment. Another nice serve. The lines this time will get pressed into setting duty, and how about a solo stuff up front? Ava Meinhardt with the wall in the middle right there. Lynchburg leading 4-2. We've seen a bit more solo blocking this year from Lynchburg, and because of the way that one was set up with Villines having to set, that helped out as well. Tori Williamson's serve will hit the twine. And we get action for Randolph. Substitutes coming in. Randolph really with a good, strong local presence. Talk about some of those players here in a second. Meinhardt stuffed. Lynchburg will rebuild. Back set from Leak over to Keogh. Didn't get a full handful. Now it's Randolph's turn. That one was blistering. A hard shot from number 5, Mackenzie Woodson, and it got a touch. Real tweener ball there for Lynchburg, because you want to have a strong block up front, but the way Woodson went cross court, might have been better served to let it go, but that decision gets made in a split second. There's Brooke Murdoch, who also serves. She'll play the back row too, even though she is the league leader in blocks per set. And speaking of blocks, a good one up front. 5-4, Randolph has snatched the lead back. Flat serve, good call by Morgan Clark. You could hear the audible out call from Clark, who wears the red libero jersey. Libero in for Randolph College is Michaela Paget. Michaela Paget, local, Amherst, Virginia, just north of Lynchburg. She might have grown up watching some volleyball in this gym. Little one-hand set didn't lead to anything. Tie ball game. Bree Spainauer looks to change that. Good rally developing here. Ball went in the ceiling momentarily, but play on. Randolph handled it. Ooh, that one hit the rafters, and it caused some problems for Lynchburg as Meinhardt's first pass was high. And Randolph taking the lead back at 6-5. Kara Matthews, head coach for Randolph, now in her 11th season. She had 1 year as an interim, but 11 years total, 107 wins. Hasn't beaten Lynchburg a lot, her alma mater. And there's a tip on a hard swing that ties our game up at 6-6 again. Changes coming on as Abby Barlow will hustle up and serve for Bree Spainauer. Barlow, a local product from Moneta, Virginia. Career high 26 digs earlier this year against Salem. That was in game 2 of the season. Nice hard flat serve, picks out the lines again. There's a set that was very tight to the net. Randolph did well just to keep that alive. The lines, good strong roll shot. Lynchburg looks to attack. Leah DiNardo, yep, she'll take it right there. Just went right into the body of, I believe, Kaylee Turner, who really couldn't handle it. I beg your pardon, I think number 18, Jada Domanich, was the one that struggled to field that hard shot from Leah DiNardo. 7 score on your screen is right. There's a shot that hit the back line, well placed from number 19, Cassie Witt. Cassie Witt, a freshman from Good, Virginia. Excellent stuff here from Randolph, calling some names that I didn't really expect to call, because you look at your stats, you do your homework, as Kaylee Keough did the homework and uncorked a sizzler cross court for a point. But you do your stats, you look at your homework, you see the names to know, you see who's been productive lately. But then you look at some other players like Cassie Witt, who did have 17 kills coming into this game, but not a ton there. Leah DiNardo, slide play, then she got an overpass, couldn't put that away. Lynchburg will reorganize. Leak attacks on one, slide from Valines. Ooh, and they're gonna give the point to Randolph. The touch was not clean, I think, from Jana Leak. So now it's a tie ball game again, 8-8. Competitive, exciting start. Michaela Paget serving. Kaylee Keough had to go to the line to gobble that one up. Now she'll just free ball it over. Let's see where Randolph goes. It's Valine to get a swing. Kind of a knuckleball that Morgan Clark stepped into nicely. There's a setter dump from Randolph. Good try. And then number 20, Brooke Murdoch, couldn't really handle a ball that just sort of floated up around the net. Wasn't a true net joust. And Lynchburg will seize the lead back, 9-8. Hornets on top. Morgan Clark to serve. And a good serve it was. An ace off the top of the deck for Morgan Clark. Morgan Clark this season, that'll be ace number 59 for her. 40 errors, which I love the productivity there from Morgan Clark. I think I got that stat wrong. I think that's Clark's career. Let me get you the season numbers. Oh, good thump on that one from Ava Meinhardt. Let's see if they go back to her. No, it's a different choice, but it's Tori Williamson with a big shot. And Lynchburg starting to get that key piece of momentum. First set's crucial for both teams. 11-8, Hornets on top. Just finishing the thought about Morgan Clark here. Yeah, on the season for Morgan Clark, it's now 13 aces. 13 aces on the season, almost 60 in the career for Clark. Barlow handles this. Good pass to Leak, who set Meinhardt. What a cover by Jana Leak to get there. They couldn't get to that one. Brooke Murdoch with that outstanding block up front. Oh no, Lynchburg point. Number 20, Brooke Murdoch, was in the net. Wow, 12-8. And that's going to draw a timeout from Randolph head coach Kara Matthews. We'll step aside for a little 60-second breather as well. Right now, Lynchburg leading Randolph 12-8. First set action from inside Turner Gymnasium on LHSN.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that. a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
Tori Williamson leading Lynchburg early with 3 kills, and the Hornets, the home team Hornets, on top by 4, 12-8. Kyle Haney hanging out with you inside a dry Turner Gymnasium outside of maybe 1 or 2 little leaks here or there. Randolph, the offense has been pretty evenly distributed. Jillian Warder, the Shenandoah transfer, does have 2 kills. There's one that got punched at, but unfortunately for Randolph, was not a good punch from Cassie Witt, who impressed us with a kill earlier. Not the way the Wildcats wanted to come out of that timeout. Morgan Clark serving. That was a mean one from Clark. Randolph really hasn't been in system a ton yet, meaning the setter taking the second touch and setting a preferred target. There's another Lynchburg point. Good stuff up front. Ava Meinhardt, Tori Williamson. Excellent net play so far for Lynchburg. They've won the battles of those little tips and those floaters above the tape. Hornets by 6, biggest lead so far. Witt will get one well placed right in front of Morgan Clark, who couldn't slide the spatula underneath. Randolph needed that. First points in a while for the visitors. Their energy seems good on the bench. They're loud. Mackenzie Woodson back in the game, back to the front row for the Wildcats. Oh, wow, look at Lynchburg keeping this one alive. Hustle play, and then the third touch, the free ball was just wide of the court, but you love the energy there for Lynchburg. Excellent effort on what was a pretty good serve from Kaylee Turner, junior from Virginia Beach. Into the air, fires another one. Clark has that tight to the net. Wow, good elevation from Ava Meinhardt. That was impressive, the way she just got up the ladder and came down on that with a little sidearm power through. This is the server, number 9, Jana Leak. Kiri Thibodeau had been the second server at points this year. She is unavailable tonight. We've also seen Kara Taylor do a bit of setting. And I meant to say setting there for Jana Leak, the talented setter for Lynchburg. Nice cover on a block. Jana Leak's got that in her bag as well. Just a well-rounded player, can do a bit of everything. There's a tip from Bree Spainhour that ended up going over the head of Leak, and it's a Randolph point. They pull within 4, 15-11. Tahani Villines serving. Villines seems to me to be the most active Wildcat in this one. She's had her hands on the ball quite a bit, including a couple trips to the service line. That one didn't go the way she wanted it, a little short. Villines will adjust the footwork, or the shoe there, rather. This is Tori Williamson serving now for Lynchburg. Williamson, the team leader in kills per set at 2.71. Couldn't get to that fastball to her right. I think the reaction was good, but it was just way too hot to handle for Tori Williamson. That's Jillian Warder with another kill. She's the one I said, Shenandoah transfer. She's from Leesburg, Virginia. She has just fit right in to this starting lineup. And she would really fit right into pretty much any starting lineup. She was an all ODAC performer 3 times for the Hornets from Winchester. Kaylee Keough, she'll take a point. Flight number 17 cleared for takeoff. Part of the game plan was to get her a bit more active, more swings for number 17. 17-12, Lynchburg on top. Kaylee Keough, the 5'8" junior from Charlotte, North Carolina. Double-digit kills 8 times already this season. The coaching staff seems to think she's got more in the tank. We know she's got more. The all-time high for Kaylee Keough, 26 kills. That came in a 5-set affair here last season against Guilford. So yes, we know Kaylee Keough can have those monster nights. Really, she's a kind of player can get to 20 kills pretty easily. Doesn't always even need 5 sets to do it. Speaking of effective terminators, there's Bree Spainauer, number 12, rising up to get one more for Lynchburg. Subbed out for Abby Barlow. Lynchburg continues to really have a well-rounded attack. They divvy up the swings nicely. Spainauer's first termination of the evening. Williamson's got 3. Keough's got 3. There's Tori Williamson. Good pass to Jana Leak. Sets Kaylee Keough. Stuffed. Morgan Clark had it initially, and then Lynchburg down on the knees trying to scramble it back up, but they couldn't. 18-14. Randolph within 4. Not out of this just yet. Randolph fell down in first set action against Wilson on Saturday. They were down 6-1. They were down 12-7, but they stormed back and ended up sweeping Wilson on the road. So don't count this Randolph team out just yet. A wide serve will give Lynchburg their 19th point of the set. Serving not great for Randolph right now. No aces and 3 errors. Lynchburg has 2 of each. Here's Keough from the back row, struck well. Randolph looks to get organized. The lines, a swing from away from the net. And that was not the placement that she wanted. Lynchburg wins the first to 20 battle, and there's another timeout on the court. Randolph has taken it. The Wildcats trail the Hornets by 6. First set play here from inside Turner Gymnasium. You are watching the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Lynchburg leads in set 1 over Randolph 20-14. I'm Kyle Haney. So excited to be hanging out with you. A solo flight. But again, the crew up here for LHSN is more than ready despite our low numbers in this one. Leak will attack, and she got the dump down that time. Jana Leak tried it earlier. This time it works out of the timeout. We've seen that a few times from Lynchburg. Well, where they will have the setter attack on 2. Directly following a timeout. Hornets on top by 7. Well, there's a strong one up front. Major bounce in the middle from Brooklyn Finnerty. Brooklyn Finnerty, 6 feet tall already. Another product of the Hill City, a Lynchburg native. But yeah, she's got bounce for a 6-footer. She gets a little run up as well. That's going to be very difficult to stop. Tori Williamson, fastball tip, no tip. Looks like there was a touch, and it's a Lynchburg point. Yeah, Williamson went high hands, just got a piece of one of the blockers. Excellent job by our officials. And that is not an easy call. 22-15, Lynchburg. What a serve from Morgan Clark. That had speed, but then fell out of the sky right in front of the Randolph back row. Lynchburg's playing well right now. Hornets on top, 23-15. This is the start you were looking for if you're the Lynchburg Hornets. 5 sets. Lynchburg has gotten 5-set wins this year. They've gotten some sweeps as well. But one of the themes has been the magnitude of the first set. Lynchburg 5-1 when they win the opening frame. Here's Morgan Clark to try to win it right here. Lynchburg on top, 24-15. Yeah, she's going to get it. Morgan Clark an ace to finish off set one for Lynchburg. They take it 25-15. We'll bring it back with some stats and get you ready for set two in just a moment. Hornets looking good early against the crosstown rivals. Lynchburg leads 1-0.
My name is Taylor Clark, and I graduated in the spring of 2019, and I was a math major, and I'm currently a processing and packaging supply chain leader at Frito-Lay here in Lynchburg. As a math major, I loved every single second being in the classroom. I would fight for those professors, my classmates. I learned and grew as a person being in that class and challenging myself more than I would have ever thought I could. A big part of my job is root cause analysis and being able to look at a problem and figure out why did this happen and how can we make sure that this doesn't happen again. So as a math major, you learn that you need to have fundamental truths before you make any other statement, make any other assumption. The reason why I chose Lynchburg, and it's the general consensus on campus, is the relationship you get to build with your professors. And that sense of community that you get where you and your peers all understand and know that the people who are trying to push me to be better also will support me through it all.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help, and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level, but also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. "100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it."
At Lynchburg, we don't fear change. We embrace it in our students, on our campus, in our community, and around the world. We're building on our legacy of always moving forward. It's the same place with a new name. Welcome to the University of Lynchburg.
Lynchburg leading 1-0 over Randolph with one in the books. Set two about to get started. 25-15, Lynchburg took set one, and all the numbers look really good right now for Lynchburg. It's 13 kills on 30 attacks, just 3 errors that equates to a .333 hitting percentage. Randolph swinging it at 154 right now. Lynchburg has 4 service aces, including the final one there from Morgan Clark to win it. 3 serving errors for Randolph, no aces. Again, the numbers just look really, really good right now for Lynchburg. It'll be Jana Leek to start the serving party and set two. A reminder on that key stat, Lynchburg 5-1 when they win set number one. We're getting a good rally developing here early. We didn't have any of those long marathon rallies as Randolph will take point one. Didn't have too many of those long rallies in set number one. It was a fairly fast-moving first set, despite a couple timeouts from Randolph. Coach Kara Matthews tried to get her team organized and adjusted. It is a solid crowd in here. They have been audible. They have been fairly high volume. Good effort there on an action play. Valines will swing. Her roll shot is too strong. And now Lynchburg with the lead again. We had a few ties. Scoreboard says 1-1 inside Turner and on your screen there. But we had a few ties early on in set number one. But Lynchburg really took control. The lines flying in, but she couldn't stick the landing in the net there. Now Lynchburg does have the lead. Foreshadowing, I suppose. This is Tori Williamson serving. Tori Williamson is the team leader in kills per set at 2.71. Tori Williamson also the team leader in digs per set at 3.23. So those stats right there speak to her fully rounded game, capable of being an impact player in multiple departments. And then you see another department right there that Tori Williamson can make plays in with a good, strong serve. 5 kills right now for Tori Williamson. No errors. 3-1, Lynchburg leads. The lines will have to hit one over again. She'll end up getting a termination on a ball that tipped the tape and then went down. Like the hustle already in this set by Abby Maldonado, number 10. You just got a shot at Abby Maldonado, junior from High Point, North Carolina. It's a deep rotation right now for Randolph. Coach Matthews is trying a bunch of different players. Watch out. Bree Spainauer with a hammer straight down the line. No getting in front of that. It was perfectly placed. Even if it wasn't, the velocity there was going to be very, very good for Bree Spainauer. Ava Meinhardt serving now. Leah DiNardo up front in the middle. Tori Williamson, with a great dig. Here's Spainauer flying in again, got the placement. That hit the near line. So there you go. You're seeing all the shots from Bree Spainauer. The hard hammer previously. That time she takes pace off and just finds the seam in the defense. 5-2. It's all Lynchburg at the moment after a 10-point set 1 victory. There's a hot serve from Tori Williamson. Wow. Lynchburg continues to serve it well. I mean, coming into the game, it's 1.93 aces per set. That's Ava Meinhardt, I beg your pardon, fans. 1.93 aces per set. Another good one from Ava Meinhardt. Handled this time by Randolph. He'll actually get in system, but how about the stuff up front? Lakeside Drive Roofing Company, Leah DiNardo, Kaylee Keough, hard hats on for another Lynchburg point. Another Randolph timeout. Hornets on top, 7-2 in set 2 action here inside Turner Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. The LHSN team is firing on all cylinders. Sometimes less is more. I mentioned it's not our biggest Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network staff, but I'm not calling it a skeleton crew because this team is alive and well, and so is the women's volleyball team right now. Overpass, DiNardo wants it, she takes it, and now Lynchburg leading by 6. Hornets already on top, 1-0. 25-15 in set number 1. And if you're Randolph, got to find some way to stop the bleeding right now. Some way just to get some traction, get something going. Good dig from Abby Maldonado. She's been a breath of fresh air here for Randolph. Jana Leak, back set. Bree Spainauer wants another one. Nice cover by Ava Meinhardt, sliding in to save the day. Kaylee Keough tried to go to the deep corner, couldn't find it. The lines. This one swung and hit well. And yeah, it just caroms off Ava Meinhardt. Been talking about the serving for Lynchburg all season, but tonight it's 3 aces for Morgan Clark, 2 for Tori Williamson, 1 for Ava Meinhardt. 6 total. 2 serving errors for Lynchburg, but again, it's a ratio that I think most any volleyball coach would tell you they're happy with. 6 aces to 2 errors right now, plus the tough serving has gotten Randolph in trouble. It's gotten the Wildcats out of system. Oh, one-handed, great effort there to keep it alive, but then Tatiana Langston couldn't swoop in and get the free ball over. Here comes Abby Barlow off the bench for Lynchburg. She will serve and join Williamson and Clark in the back row. 3 in front right now for Lynchburg. Jana Leak setting, Kaylee Keogh, and then Leah DiNardo, the middle for the Hornets. 9-3, Lynchburg on top by 6 in a fast-moving second quarter. There's one that'll spin off the block and out of play. Much, much needed for Randolph. Number 8, Brooklyn Finnerty. Brooklyn Finnerty, second in attack percentage for this Randolph team. And she's really developed into one of the all-time best in school history. She's led the team in kills the last 2 seasons and may do that again this year. Not at the top of the charts right now, but who knows, by the end of the season, you may see Brooklyn Finnerty's name atop the list again. Kaylee Keogh got roofed. That doesn't happen very often. And that was Brooklyn Finnerty, part of the block up front with Tatiana Langston. Good coverage there. This might be the traction that Randolph was looking for. The lines, strong serve. Pass was tight to the net. Jana Leak couldn't handle it. Yeah, so there's one that's not an ace for Valines, but she should get credit for the tough serve that got Lynchburg in trouble. Actually, maybe it is an ace. Lynchburg never got it back over. There's another one I screwed up. Should statistically be an ace for Valines. I guess my point was Lynchburg got a second touch on it, but just couldn't make it work. There's a strong block up front from DiNardo and Leak. Jana Leak, short set to DiNardo, off the wrist and out. 10-6, Lynchburg by 4. Yeah, statistically, they're not giving the Lions an ace there. So I guess I should have trusted myself, even though it kind of felt like an ace, didn't it, volleyball fans? Anyway, it's about 3 points ago, so we have to move on now as Kaylee Keogh is serving for Lynchburg. And they lead 11-6 here in set 2, already on top 1-0. Keogh's got great serving numbers this year as well. If she gets back there, I'll tell you about them in a second. Tori Williamson, just a soft whistle. They're going to get a Randolph player for something. That was the lightest of whistles. You need to check that whistle. It could be louder. That's all I'm saying. It could be louder. Kaylee Keogh coming in to the match. 26 aces to only 5 errors. An incredible ratio from the service line there for Kaylee Keogh. And she's not going to be back there again for a bit as Randolph gets the ball back. It'll be Michaela Paget serving for the visitors. Paget wearing the white libero jersey. Randolph is in all black except for the libero. Lynchburg in the white top, black shorts. Morgan Clark wears the red libero kit for Lynchburg. There's another solo stuff up front for Leah DiNardo. Number 19, the freshman for Virginia Beach, will check out. High fives all the way around for Leah DiNardo. Talk about Frosch that can step in and make an impact. She is not your average first year. When you talk to the coaches, that the ceiling is so much higher for Leah DiNardo than most of us even realize. There's Tori Williamson taking a slash and getting a Lynchburg point. Doubling up the Wildcats right now, 14-7. Wow, another timeout from Randolph head coach Kara Matthews. She and her squad are looking for answers right now. The Hornets rolling in set 2 here inside Turner Gymnasium. You're watching ODAC Volleyball on LHSN. Lynchburg 14, Randolph 7 in set 2 action. Tori Williamson continues to pace the Hornets right now. It's 7 kills on 13 swings, no errors for Williamson, but still very much part of a well-rounded attack. There's Williamson flying in again. How about termination number 8 for number 13? Tori Williamson, the sophomore from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, is rolling. The hitting percentage right now, .571 for Tori Williamson. Wow. Might get another one right here. Let's see if Leak sets her again. She will. Williamson, ooh, sent back that time. We talked about Randolph's blocking. It is a strong suit. They get 2.13 blocks per set as a team. And Murdoch, that's Brooke Murdoch, she gets 1.27 blocks per set by herself. So she basically accounts for half of those per set numbers. Now that's got to be an ace for Valines. I thought she missed out on one earlier. Oh no, I beg your pardon, it's not Valines serving, it's Kaylee Turner doing the serving right now. But that should be Randolph's first ace of the evening. Ava Meinhardt blocked up front by Brooke Murdoch. Hey, just her timing and her feel at the net is so good. And another player for Randolph that has the size. I mean, Brooke Murdoch, 6 feet tall. That helps, but again, I think that's just a starting point. It's those other things that she does in the blocking game that make her so formidable. And as mentioned, she'll play in the back row, too. So she's a do-it-all player for sure. The line, some excavating there. That was nice. And then a set that was not where Brooke Murdoch wanted it. She went up with the right hand, then tried to flip it over with the left, but to no avail. And Lynchburg's lead is back to 6. With the setter, Jana Leak, ball in hand, getting the instructions from Coach Kevin Cardoza. Coach Cardoza sits down, picked out the lines again. That one off the block and into the scorer's table for a Randolph point. Maldonado checking back in the game for Randolph. I've said multiple times that Kara Matthews is not shy about going deep into her roster. She's looking for the different combinations, looking to give different players a chance. Threw off my scouting report just slightly. Maldonado couldn't shovel that one up. Well placed. Lynchburg on top 17-11. Tori Williamson, kill number 9. She does have one error now, so it's not a perfect night anymore, but it's darn close to it. Another strong serve from Tori Williamson. Oh, that ball got tipped, and then Williamson had a little trouble reading it. Dove over, but the gardening didn't work out that trip around for Lynchburg, and now it will be number 20, Brooke Murdoch, to serve. She had 4 aces and 4 blocks on Saturday against Wilson. Brooke Murdoch, just a great combination, great skill set. There's another block up front. That time it wasn't Murdoch, it was Brooklyn Finnerty. Randolph is getting some traction, and so much so that Coach Kevin Cardoza and his staff will call a timeout for Lynchburg. We've taken all the other breaks, so let's just stay right here for the moment. We'll give you a little stats in just a moment. But up next, let's tell you that for Lynchburg, they are in our nation's capital, the District of Columbia, Friday and Saturday. That's 2 each day for Lynchburg. They'll take on Catholic and Gallaudet on Friday, and then Bethel and Marymount on Saturday. So it will be another busy 24 to 48 hour sequence there for Lynchburg. We see that quite a bit throughout the volleyball season. They'll get tested for sure, Lynchburg. That's a good group of 4 teams there. And I think it's so important to play that different competition in such a short amount of time, because you don't really get to dive deep into your scouting report. You don't get a week to prepare and nitpick all the team's tendencies and figure out exactly what to do. You just kind of have to play volleyball. So that's what those 4 games in 2 days will get you against 4 different teams. And Randolph has done some similar things this season. The Wildcats are at EMU Saturday. Randolph has not won inside this gymnasium since 2015. We mentioned that the Wildcats took down the Hornets in the regular season last year. Well, that was across town on Rivermont Avenue. So Randolph looking to turn the tide tonight and in recent results overall. 17-13, Lynchburg up by 4. Free ball coming. Williamson will take the first. Now it's Ava Meinhardt. Good set by Leak, but what a dig defensively for the Randolph Wildcats. Speaking of digs, Morgan Clark came flying in. Kaylee Keogh right over the top with a tip shot. That's outstanding feel for the game. Knew what she could do based on the block and where the set took her. And Kaylee Keogh with just the perfect soft touch to drop it in. Lynchburg back by 5. It's Ava Meinhardt to serve. The lines got picked out again. Lynchburg seems to really be targeting her on the defensive end. She's done well. There's Kaylee Keogh, same shot. That time, the Wildcats defense actually got a little bit of skin on it, but it's still a Lynchburg point. Kaylee Keogh, she has the fastball. She has the flamethrower, but she's got all those little tips and change-ups as well. Almost too impossible to defend when she's in her bag. And she's feeling it. It is just really tough, and that's tough there too. A bit of bad luck for Randolph as a Lynchburg serve hits the tape and then floats down. It's Ava Meinhardt. Another Ava ace. Lynchburg serving now up to 8 aces. Wow, Randolph whistle blew before the serve. I believe they were out of alignment. Not out of rotation, I don't think, but out of alignment. They got too far away from the original alignment that you have to have. And that's a deep volleyball thing. You've got to, the front row doesn't have to all be in front, but you still have to keep the person on your right to your right, the person behind you, so on and so forth. Research that more on your own free time, volleyball fans, because that's about the extent of my knowledge in that. Oh my goodness, a fastball serve that just ate up the back row defender. Ava Meinhardt feeling it right now. Lynchburg's got 9 aces as a team. Meinhardt's got 4. Believe that is a career high in aces for her. We'll double check the stat sheet. There's another hot shot. Randolph's gonna get a chance to swing though. Valines, she hadn't taken a hack in a while, and Lynchburg's there with the dig. Bree Spainauer, power right through the block. Oh, Lynchburg's rolling again, 23-13. Hornets by 10, and Randolph got to within 4. Looked like the Wildcats were making their move, but Lynchburg just put it back into 5th gear and pulled away. They won set number 1, 25-15 by 10. The lead has been trimmed to 9 after an error from Meinhardt. That's one that you're more than okay with as a coach, especially with how good Lynchburg's serving has been up to this point. Might be now or never for Randolph. Lynchburg's 2 points away. If they get those 2 points, they'll be headed to the broom closet to try to pull off another sweep. Spainauer coming in from off court. Tip shot. Keogh will bump. Now it's a back row attack for Tori Williamson. Oh, nice job by Brooklyn Finnerty. Tough angle. Don't think the set was where she wanted it, but a mid-air adjustment. Good athleticism. See Finnerty there with the tap on the shoulder from Tatiana Langston. They've got Tahani Valines in that front row with them. Back-to-back points for Randolph. We'll see how long they can keep this service run going. Not any longer. Leah DiNardo put a stop to that with some sharp cheddar. There's that middle attack for Lynchburg that has been so good lately. Second half of the season, Kevin Cardoza, in one of those post-game interviews, the coach said, hey, we can't set our middles enough. We need to be setting them more. Abby Barlow trying to put an exclamation point on set 2. Lynchburg only needs 1 more. Oh, they're not going to get it right there as that ball tooled off the block up front. Randolph will stay alive, at least momentarily anyway. 24-16. It's number 7, Tahani Valines, a talented sophomore. She's been impressing me tonight, does a little bit of everything. Float serve, Barlow handles, Leak to set Keogh. Excavated nicely, play on. See where Lynchburg goes. Leak to Keogh again, and flight 17 is cleared for takeoff again. Kaylee Keogh puts that exclamation point on set 2. Lynchburg wins it 25-16. Hornets looking for the sweep when we come back on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
My name is Jen Hyde. I graduated in 2018, and I got my major in philosophy, political science. And career-wise, right now I work at a residential treatment center for juveniles with sexually reactive behaviors. I would say the biggest advantage is definitely that it is a small campus. You know, you get to have that one-on-one with your professors. They're willing to help you out. They're going to get to know you more than just a student that they're teaching. You know, they really invest into your lives. Definitely use every resource that you can kind of get at Lynchburg. There's tons of mentors within the professors, the faculty, the staff here, your peers that are here. You have so many options that you can take. There's so many classes, you know, even if it's not within your major, if there's a class you're interested in, take it. Kind of explore your options because Lynchburg does have such a wide variety of different things that you can do. You know, be involved, become a well-rounded individual because Lynchburg sets up the support to where you can do that here.
Everyone has a story, a triumph, a time they fell short, a gift, a light all their own. Every story has a beginning. For us, our stories began long before we got here, at the moment we discovered we had something to share with the world. But no matter where we've been, our journeys weave together at the University of Lynchburg. Since 1903, we've grown from a handful of students to a diverse, dynamic community of students, professors, staff, and alumni around the world. In a community that supports who we are and who we want to be, we're on a journey to find where our passions lead so we can lead others to find theirs. Together, we have more experience, we have more knowledge than we do alone. Eventually, our stories will lead us to a path all our own, and we will.
After 2 sets, the Lynchburg Hornets are right where they want to be. An ODAC victory and a rivalry game victory are just 1 set away, 25 points away for Lynchburg. Hornets have 1 sweep on the season so far. Randolph has been swept twice. The Wildcats looking to turn things around. Randolph, 6 total blocks. They're blocking well. We thought they would coming in. That's one of the statistical areas we thought was a strong suit for Randolph. Unfortunately, the other areas of the game are being dominated by Lynchburg. Right now, Lynchburg Hornets swinging it at .302. That's 26 kills on 63 attacks, just 7 errors for the Hornets. Lynchburg has 10 aces. 10 aces. They've been great in serve and serve receive because Randolph with just 1 ace to their credit. What needs to change for Randolph? Well, really everything but the blocking. You saw good stuff up front. Lynchburg trying to rebuild, and they will. Tori Williamson, I don't think she got the handful she wanted, but it's down, and Tori Williamson's outstanding night continues. For Williamson, that will be termination number 10, I believe. Kaylee Keogh has 6. DiNardo with 4. Meinhardt 2. Ava Meinhardt has 4 aces. Bree Spainauer has 4 kills. And Jana Leak added a tasty little setter dump in there for Lynchburg earlier in the match. Lynchburg does lead 2 sets to none. And now they lead set 3 2-0 as well. This is Jana Leak serving. That one hit the net, and there's the error. Changes for Randolph, as I believe Abby Maldonado will come back on, and she will serve. Yeah, this is Maldonado. Abby Maldonado on the season came in with 9 serves and 4 errors. 9 service aces, I should say, and 4 errors. Lynchburg stuffed. They'll rebuild. Tori Williamson floating in. Good placement. Battle at the tape. This ball has stayed right around the net the entire time. Now Lynchburg with a chance to maybe get something going. Clark bumps Keough, handled nicely. Here comes a swing from Jillian Warder. She hadn't taken a cut at one in a while. Clark up ahead to Meinhardt, who will move it along down the line. It's our best rally in a while. Oh, nice job with the lefty finish from Valines. Tahiana Valines continues to impress, adjusting to that set and just using the offhand, the lefty finish there. A towel will come out to clean up some perspiration. Mentioned a soggy week in Central Virginia, very wet. And so when you combine that with the activity and just the sweat from your body, the humidity level from outside can make it kind of a slippery track indoors. But we really haven't seen many footing issues or anything so far. There's an ace for Abby Maldonado. Should be number 10 of the season for her. Good flat serve handled by Clark. This is Tori Williamson. She got blocked down. Good combo up front. Valines again was part of that with Brooke Murdoch, the conference leader in blocks per set. Number 20, Brooke Murdoch. Valines is just a lot of fun to watch because she's one of those players that can do everything and does do everything. Brooke Murdoch punched it one. Fastball. Nice job to get it back over by Lynchburg. Leak taken out of system with touch one, but Kaylee Keough will take the set from Morgan Clark and mash that to the far sideline. That's really good from Lynchburg, attacking out of system. The setter, Jana Leak, takes the first touch. Morgan Clark does the set. Kaylee Keough finishing Lynchburg back on top by 1 at 4-3. There's Valines again. Clark perfectly placed. Kaylee Keough wants another one. Good job to keep that in play. Valines, tough angle, and she shot it into the net. Lynchburg back by 2. There you see the energy from the Lynchburg bench, enthusiastic as always. They play with passion, and the players that aren't playing, they get into it. They're passionate and vocal over there. Oh, that serve hit the top rope and hovered for a moment, but fell down on the Lynchburg side. Randolph back within 1. Brooke Murdoch to serve. The senior from nearby Evington with a good one. Kaylee Keough will run into one, push it at Murdoch. Setter attack, handled. Reese Spainhour was the one that did the dirty work there. Keough's gonna get another one. Yeah, another point for Kaylee Keough. Caught some fingertips and was alive briefly, but not long enough. Lynchburg by 2. Lynchburg on the road Friday and Saturday in DC. 4 games in 2 days against 4 different opponents. Randolph at EMU for a conference matchup on Saturday. Man, high velocity serve. Ava Meinhardt's got 5 aces. I mean, that is just hit hard. That's one of those Olympic velocity serves. Watch this. Let's see if she goes to the fastball again. That one had a little less pace and went for the deep left corner, but it was wide left. Really impressive, though, from number 16, Ava Meinhardt. A chat with Kevin Cardoza on your left. That's Ryan Turner, the men's head coach and women's assistant in the red to your right. Reese Spainhour taking flight, but that is dug up nicely. There's an energy play for Randolph. There's a play that could be a momentum changer. Went back and watched some of our previous broadcasts and seemed like I was really overusing the word momentum, so I'm trying to take it out of the vocabulary at least for a bit, but that could be something to kickstart Randolph there. Setter attack. DiNardo swung on it and then actually came back down and underhanded it. There's another similar play. Good scrambling at the net. We've seen that a bit here in set 3. Kaylee Keough, that ball hit the body of the libero and came back on the Lynchburg side. Hornets are going to get the point anyway. You talk about momentum, that's a heart and soul, blood and guts kind of sequence for Lynchburg. They just stayed after it and stayed after it. You got to have a dance partner in a sequence like that too, meaning Randolph did their part. playing hard and keeping that ball alive for a while. Strong serve will just miss the back line. The Wildcats are within one again, 8-7. A look at the Randolph coaching staff. Kara Matthews on your right, talking to Maldonado. Matthews, a Lynchburg volleyball alum. Very good player in her time here on Lakeside Drive. The lines with a high arcing serve, one of the higher serves that you'll see. Kaylee Keough took a slash, but that missed the court. And we're tied again, 8-8. The Wildcats are not giving up. We knew that coming in. Just going to go back to Lynchburg's coaching staff here in a moment when this one ends. And it will end right there with Leah DiNardo up front in the middle. But the Lynchburg coaching staff, the third member of the coaching staff, and in your shot there, Thomas Chandler. Thomas Chandler is the assistant indoor and assistant beach volleyball coach who is new to Lakeside Drive. Really enjoying his time here so far. We've also got Kristen Hardy, who is a legend in local volleyball circles. Kristen Hardy, multiple state championships for Rustburg High School, just down the road. So it's a strong coaching staff for Kevin Cardoza. Tori Williamson wide left on that one. Yeah, there you go. There's the Hornets coaching staff. Oh, look at our buddy Josh Smith, LHSN's own Josh Smith behind. Yeah, just cruising along, getting some shots. Yeah, good crowd from Randolph here, sitting behind scorer's table. Fun night inside Turner, as expected, as always. Back to volleyball, at least for the moment anyway. Warder, too strong. Good read by Kaylee Keough. Sometimes that in or out, do I play or let it go decision is very, very difficult. When you get a proven product like Jillian Warder taking a swing, I think your tendency is to play more than you don't. Man, how about a solo stuff up front from Ava Meinhardt? The wall is up for Lynchburg. Big time block there from Meinhardt. 11-10. Lynchburg by one with Morgan Clark serving. They'll go back to Warder. She is blocked, but that one spins out of play. Jillian Warder, grad student transfer. She's been an all ODAC second teamer, I believe twice, and a third teamer once. 5 double-doubles this season. That's double-digit terminations and double-digit digs in this case for Jillian Warder. Plus, she can block up front as well. Randolph has 3 or 4 of those players that really you don't ever have to take off the court if you don't want to. And now the Wildcats have their first lead in a long time. 12-11, Randolph by 1. We knew they weren't done. We knew they weren't just going to jump in the bus here. But it just seemed like Lynchburg had everything going for them at the moment. That can change in the blink of an eye. Randolph by 1. Let's see how Lynchburg can rally and reorganize. Good long rally right here. Speaking of which, Valines, good sliding play to keep that up. Libero can attack, just has to stay on her feet. There's a pinball play, redirect, staying with it. What a rally right here. Where does it end? A Randolph point. Well, that's a play they can look back on and say, here's what we're capable of. This is why you don't give up. This is why you stay after it. Everybody was involved. I could name the players out there and probably should. That was a good one for Randolph. They're up by 2. See if Lynchburg can restore some order to things. We are in set 3, and the Hornets lead 2-0. Randolph trying to stave off defeat and at least delay, not get swept. Valines ran into one, tried to use the handset to just push it over. Leah DiNardo back in the ball game to the front row with Ava Meinhardt and Tori Williamson. This is Jana Leek serving for Lynchburg. Hornets are down by 1. We haven't said that much since set number 1. That one got into the biceps of Valines, and it's another ace for Lynchburg. Man, the Hornets serving is so good. I know every team practices it. Every team says, yeah, we gotta really serve tough. is becoming a big, big part of Lynchburg's offensive arsenal. And speaking of an offensive arsenal, how about firepower in the middle? There's high-octane gasoline. Ava Meinhardt. Lynchburg in the ace department. Meinhardt 5, Keogh 1, Williamson 2, Jana Leak 2, Morgan Clark with 3. All aces for Lynchburg. They lead by 1, 14-13. Tori Williamson blocked, but it spills out for a Lynchburg point. Timeout on the court. Lynchburg leading again. They lost that advantage momentarily, but the Hornets have stormed back. They lead 15-13, and Lynchburg leading 2-0 here in set 3 inside Turner on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. The Lynchburg Hornets looking for their second sweep of the season. They lead right now in set 3, 15-13 over the Randolph Wildcats. Serving has been outstanding, and that's probably not even a good enough word for Lynchburg. It's been electric at times. Lynchburg's attack has been really, really good as well. We'll review the numbers in just a moment. This will lead to a Lynchburg point, now on top by 3. Just looking at some of the numbers. Again, there's so many numbers you can look at with Jana Leak still serving. I've got Jana Leak for 28 assists as well. And how about another ace off the top of the deck for Jana Leak? Wow, Lynchburg rolling in the service department. And when you're serving it so good, it takes away from the kill opportunities. How about another solo block? Ava Meinhardt just castling it up in the middle there. It takes away from the assist opportunities for your setter, Jana Leak. It takes away from kill opportunities. Lynchburg's gotten a lot of those as well. On top by 5 now, and the Hornets have restored some order to things. It's looking like the broom closet might be more necessary as the sweep seems to be right around the corner for Lynchburg. Randolph with a much-needed point there. Jana Leak had 28 assists on Saturday. A season high of 34 for Jana Leak. I've got her for 28 tonight. You got to think this is only the 3rd set. Oh, my goodness. A one-hand to get it over the net. And Ava Meinhardt can really do no wrong right now. Lynchburg leading 19-14. It's all going the Hornets' way again. It wasn't for a moment. A shot at Tori Williamson serving. Randolph did lead in set 3. We had some ties and lead changes early in set 1, but basically Lynchburg in command. They won set 1 25-15. Lynchburg took set 2 25-16. It's looking more and more likely they're going to take set 3. Just a question of by how much as Bree Spainauer adds to her total. Another timeout on the court. Let's stay here and run down some of these statistics for Lynchburg that are just really, really impressive, I think. 37 kills, 10 errors for Lynchburg. The hitting percentage at the moment is .276. The other side of the ledger has Randolph swinging it at .141 at the moment. Lynchburg has 34 aces total. I believe Jane Alik has 28 of those. 34 assists total for Lynchburg, I beg your pardon. In the ace department, though, Lynchburg, 14 service aces, 7 errors. Randolph has 2 aces and 2 errors. Wildcats continue to block well. That's, again, a strong part of their game statistically coming in, and it's been okay tonight. But unfortunately, Lynchburg really just dominating all the other statistical facets. Tori Williamson, 12 terminations for Lynchburg. Kaylee Keogh has 8. Leah DiNardo, 6. Ava Meinhardt, 5. Bree Spainhour with 5. Let's go back to the service aces for Lynchburg real quick. Meinhardt with 5 of those. The total points for Ava Meinhardt, she has 12, and she's gotten them in a variety of ways. A couple points blocking, 5 serving, and then 5 in the plain old-fashioned kill department. 5 aces for Meinhardt. Clark has 3, Leak has 3, Williamson 2, Kaylee Keogh 1. Lynchburg leads by 6. It's really now or never time for Randolph. If they're entertaining thoughts of a comeback, they have to get busy, and now Lynchburg is only 4 away. You've got to admire the hustle from Randolph. I don't think the Wildcats lack energy and enthusiasm. We know they don't lack the tactics or the skill. It's just been Lynchburg's night. (21-14). Lynchburg by 7. That one split a couple defenders, and it's another Tori Williamson ace. Communication just not sharp enough there for Randolph. And back to it has to happen in a split second, in less than a blink of an eye. Williamson, that one will hit the tape and stay alive. Massive cut right there for number 20, Brooke Murdoch. That's fun to watch, and I would say nearly impossible to stop. The 6-footer had some nice bounce. Set was perfect. Now Brooke Murdoch will go serve. Murdoch's had a good night. Her good year will continue. One of the best in the ODAC statistically. She'll stay at the service line for Brooke Murdoch. It's 5 kills. She's got a couple solo blocks, a couple block assists in there as well for Brooke Murdoch. Bree Spainhour, she'll rise and fire. Can't get it done that time. Lynchburg, the block up front, and then a perfectly placed shot that made it over from number 18, Jada Domenech. Keeps Brooke Murdoch at the service line. Randolph within 5. Down, but you have to say not out. Domenech couldn't shovel that one up with one hand and keep it in play. Now Lynchburg's 2 away. 23-17. Meinhardt to serve once more. Brooklyn Finnerty leads Randolph with 6 kills, by the way. Murdoch and Warder have 5 apiece. Their offensive attack pretty well spread out. In fact, no one player has been able to catch fire for Randolph. And now Lynchburg's just 1 point away. 24-17. Let's see who can end it. It's been an outstanding night at the service line. Maybe an ace ends it. Ava Meinhardt's got 5 of them. One more right here. Let's see. It's a good one. Kept in play. Not yet. Yeah, it is. Good job by Randolph to dig it out of the net. Kaylee Keogh will end things. Rise and fire. Kaylee Keogh. Flight 17 is cleared for takeoff once more, and it is a sweep for Lynchburg. They take it 25-17 in set 3. It was a 10-point victory in set 1. They took set number 2 by 9. And we've got the fans that are into it as well here tonight inside Turner. Another outstanding night for Lynchburg at home. They've been great in this gym over the years. They beat Randolph in straight sets. Lynchburg, they will improve to 8-7 on the season. It's now 2-2 in conference play for the Lynchburg Hornets. Randolph will fall to 8-6. They're 1-2 now in ODAC play. Lynchburg hits the road to D.C. Friday and Saturday. 4 matches against 4 different opponents. Visit lynchburgsports.com to learn more about that and the viewing options that might be available for those. Randolph is in action on the road Saturday at EMU. Ethan Morosky was our producer, director, technical advisor. Jonathan Faust was our A-plus camera op again. Kyle Haney saying so long from inside Turner Gymnasium. A wet Wednesday turned into a winning Wednesday for Lynchburg Volleyball. They beat Randolph in straight sets. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.